So just because she became the first, she gets a dollhouse. I've been becoming the first thanks to your help for the past few, months, for the past few terms. But then all of a sudden, Dobson becomes the first in the class. She gets a huge dollhouse. Not fair. I'm going to show my parents that I can do way better than Dobson. Let's start from today. 6 questions. Let's go. Number 1. Poor dental health is linked to many serious diseases and conditions. Is it true or is it false? All the time, wherever we go, a lot of people tell us to make sure we take care of our teeth, we brush our teeth. Dental hygiene is something that's really important because, of course, it will lead to things that are really bad. That's why they wanted us to take care of it, not just because it looks brighter and whiter and clean, but it has, of course, these health conditions as well. Therefore, I'm going to go with option number 1, true.
The answer is
true. I was correct. Okay, so I got facts now. Listen carefully. Although you probably understand that poor dental care can lead to cavities, you all knew that, did you know that other, more serious health problems can also result from poor oral care? The truth is that if you do not take proper care of your teeth, you could face far more serious consequences than a simple toothache or some unsightly stains. It could lead to diseases such as, big words are coming your way, listen. Cardiovascular diseases, that means like heart diseases and stuff, because the bacteria from inflammations of the gum and the, disease could enter your bloodstream, travel through the arteries and go inside the heart. And it could cause a lot of problems where it hardens your arteries and, the entire blood flow in your body could be blocked and problem after problem. And then there are stuff like, dementia, which is where, the bacteria might enter your brain through your nerve channels in the head or through the bloodstream, and then that might come up with more diseases. And the other thing is you might get respiratory infections where this disease, these germs and everything travels to your lungs, and it could cause you pneumonia and diseases like that as well. Also, you could end up getting diabetic complications. Yeah. It could be hard to control your blood sugar because your gums are messed up. And then all those diseases go through your blood and nerves and arteries and everywhere. And then it's hard to control your blood sugar. So make sure you take good care of your teeth and your gums. Okay. Question number 2. Where does the cactus grow on the ground? Not in the options. Number 1, in hot, wet place. Number 2, in hot, dry place. Number 3, in cold place. Cactuses usually have seen in a lot of deserts. And around here, of course, cactuses are seen in, say, very warm, dry places like my throat. Oh, it's so dry. Anywho, since I was describing a lot of hot, dry places, I'm going to go with option number 2. In hot, dry places.
The answer is
in hot and dry place.
Facts. Nothing can grow in a true desert, but many cacti do grow in a very dry area which might be known as deserts. Not the eating one. The giant saguaro grows in the Sonoran Desert. This is the second largest desert in North America, covering parts of California and Arizona and stretching over the border of Mexico. So nothing can grow in a true desert. You need some amount of, water and nutrients, I believe. So yeah, cactus does grow in very dry places, but just for facts, nothing can grow in a very, very dry place. Like a true desert. No water, nothing at all. Third question. Which cicadas sing? Number 1, the males. Number 2, the females. Number 3, only the young ones. Well, Dobson usually sings when she is in the bathroom. My mother usually sings when she is cleaning the kitchen. And my father goes to a new level of opera when he is in the bathroom. Like, honestly. So, judging on my family standards, I am going to go with option number 1, the males.
The answer is
The males.
Our surname should have been cicadas. Like Dobby cicadas or Dobson cicadas. Because it usually goes in the way that the cicadas family works as well. That'll be funny. Anywho, now singing cicadas or Christmas beetles, as they are known locally, are sap-sucking insects. Their singing is a rasping of legs and wings to produce a high-pitched whine. So they don't actually sing, but they rub their feet and their wings, which causes a very high-pitched sound. Okay? My book is falling apart. Uh-oh. I have to fix it. I will be right back. So my book is intact. It's doing okay. All the stuff are in place. Now I got more stuff, like I was going through my book, I was trying to patch everything up, and then guess what? I found more information about the cicadas. So listen, okay. The cicadas claim to fame in its singing. So that's why they're famous for. Cicadas are famous for their singing. The high-pitched song is actually, something that is belted out by males to attract females. Okay? So each species has their own song that they use, but when it comes to cicadas, this is a sort of song that the cicadas use. So basically, when you hear a cicadas song, then you can tell your friends that no, they're not singing out loud. What they're doing is they're making sure that their wings and their feet, get rubbed to each other, and then it produces a very high-pitched sound. So, did you know that some sort of large species, not exactly cicadas, but they could produce a sound of 120 decibels at a close range of that, and that is actually the pain threshold of a human ear. So you hear that, it's gonna hurt. So that's not exactly a cicadas, but it's some sort of other large species who goes to the same pattern that a cicadas does. Alright? So a smaller species sing in such a high pitch that it cannot be heard by humans, but may cause dogs and other animals to howl in pain. So when it comes to dog whistles or any other sorts where you find your pet dog or some sort of a stray dog, deciding to howl out of the blue, that's because there is some sort of an insect, producing a sound which we can't hear, but the dogs can hear. And that hurts the dog because it reaches their point of decibel pain threshold. So from there onwards, it hurts them. So if we hear something at the range of 120 decibels, it's going to hurt us. So just remember that. Also, don't use a lot of dog whistles or any other sorts of calling stuff for pets because it could hurt them. We might not hear them, but the dogs do. So it will hurt them. Okay? Fourth question. In the night time, plants breathe in just like humans. So they're asking which gas? Is it number 1, carbon dioxide, or number 2, oxygen, or number 3, hydrogen? So, see, plants breathe in just like humans. Do we breathe hydrogen? No, we don't. We don't breathe hydrogen. No. Do we breathe carbon dioxide? Like, do we take it inside? Nope, we don't. Oxygen is what we do. But then my friends might be confused. Now, you've been taught that plants usually breathe in carbon dioxide and put out oxygen. That is during the morning. That's when whatever the carbon dioxide we produce, plants take it in, they transform it, there is a very scientific word which I don't know, into oxygen, and then produces it out. So your job to do is to try and find what do you call that specific word, what you call it when you transform carbon dioxide to oxygen, which is done by the plants. Make sure you let me know. Okay? So that happens during the morning time. But in the evening, have you noticed that your parents, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, they usually take the plants which are indoors and they put it outside. Have you ever asked why? Because I haven't, and I learned it from a friend. So if you haven't, just listen carefully. During the night time, plants, just like us, they breathe in oxygen and put out carbon dioxide. And for this very reason, our parents, our grandparents, aunts and uncles make sure that the plants inside your house is kept out. For all this mess, all this information leads to the answer of the fourth question, which is option number 2, oxygen.
The answer is
Oxygen.
You know what this question made me think? Now, plants, I know, you all must be like, oh no, she's closing the book, now she's going to talk a lot. No, it's not going to be a lot, just listen carefully. Now, see how I told you that plants breathe in oxygen, put out carbon dioxide, and in the morning they put in carbon dioxide and out oxygen? Well, they go through a breathing process, meaning which they are living beings. So whenever you see trees or people trying to cut them, they are just not sort of plants that will be better in a different place. So you take it up and you move it. That's good. But there are some other people who just cut trees for fun. They don't mind it. They throw things at trees. They just randomly pluck off leaves and stuff. Don't do that. Imagine if someone comes and tries to pinch you or tries, cut you. That's gonna hurt. So try and preserve trees as much as possible, because when you have more trees, good things about trees is that their roots, trees have roots. Those roots, they dig deep into the soil, into the ground. They hold the soil in place, which stops things like soil erosion, which is a big problem when it comes to those up-country places. That is like in Kandy and all those very hill country places where, the soil is so very loose that it just went which could cost lives. So preserving trees could make sure soil erosion doesn't happen, global warming stops, it makes your neighborhood quite chilly, less warm, because global warming is a huge problem nowadays. You step outside your house, it's freaking hot, it's so much hot. It's too much heat for you. That's why you need fans all the time, ACs all the time. But you plant trees. Trees bringing you breeze, trees bringing you shade. It'll help you. Now, I understand we are all still tiny, but we still can make a difference. Try planting a tree by yourself in your backyard. And if you don't have a backyard, in the front or nearby, somewhere, at least in school, I'm pretty sure your teachers or parents, your principals will be completely fine if you tell them what you're going to do. Just don't go just and try and plant a tree. No. Go talk to them, get their permission, get them involved. Imagine if your whole school, every student in your school plants one tree. Imagine how many trees there could be. And imagine all these schools in Sri Lanka decided to plant trees like this. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so much green. There's going to be rain. There's so much good non-polluted air for all of us. Think of it. More the trees, more oxygen is created when they, put them out in the morning. Think of it like that. And how beautiful the nature will be. So much flowers, fruit. You don't have to buy fruits from somewhere anymore. You can make fruits. You'll have fruits at home. They are going to be completely fresh. You know they're fresh. So make sure you make some sort of a tree. It could even be a flower plant. Something indoor. I have a flower plant just for myself. I've kept it. I'm taking care of it. It has tiny flowers, white ones. So make sure you do that. So, fifth question. The biggest part of the brain is 3 options. Number 1, cerebellum. Oh, that's hard. Number 2, spinal cord. Number 3, the cerebrum. About the brain. Complicated brain, so I actually don't know the answer. Sorry.
The answer is
Cerebrum.
Since I didn't know the answer and I had absolutely no idea about the subject, I found it a bit of facts. Let's see. The cerebrum is the largest part of the human brain, which we established just a few seconds ago. Making up about 2/3 of the brain's mass, or mass as some people say. The cerebrum has 2 hemispheres or halves. Like a hemisphere is like a, you know what a hemisphere is? It's like a globe. No, a globe is not a hemisphere, but a circle in 3D. That's what a hemisphere is. So it says has 2, oh no, sphere is an entire circle, like a 3D circle. Hemisphere is half of a sphere, so that means halves. The cerebrum controls voluntary movement, speech, intelligence, which I kind of like, memory, emotion, and senses. Ouch. Also, sensory processing as well. So you know that's pain, alright, this is ticklish, things like that. At the base of the brain stem connects to the spinal cord and is made up of the midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. Big words. Medulla oblongata. Okay, that's about the cerebrum. I'm not going to read further because I'm going to mispronounce words and it's going to be a problem. 6th question. Which is the only mammal that can't jump? I know. My neighbor. She's so huge. And she's advised not to jump around because it is assumed that if she does, there's going to be a big earthquake somewhere around. So she's a mammal. So, it's my neighbor. No, she's not into this thing. Number 1, whales. Number 2, elephants. Number 3, zebras. Now, in the road, there's something called a zebra crossing. No. So I'm assuming that zebras could hop, hoppity, hop, hop and get off the road. So I don't think zebra is the answer. And then there are whales. Whales can jump. In those movies, they go and splash. So I think number 1 is also wrong. But I've never seen an elephant jump. Imagine if an elephant jumps into a pool, it goes whee, and then all the water in the pool pours out. And he's left with nothing in the pool. Not funny, okay. In conclusion, I'm going with option number 2, elephant.
the answer is
Elephant.
Here on 4th is something that my teacher gave. I am not responsible for it. Just kidding. Listen. First of all, that's what it says. Just so you know, it is true that adult elephants can't jump. It's true. But if by jumping we mean the state of having no feet on the ground at the same time after propelling oneself from a stationary spot, what they mean is, if by jumping we mean that we have all of our feet up, 4 of our feet up, then it's wrong. What? Oh, right. So adult elephants cannot keep all 4 of their feet up from the ground. It's hard for them. That's what they're saying. But contrary to the popular myth that it is the only mammal that can't, it is joined by a few others. Firstly, the sloth is unable to jump, which suits his lazy lifestyle rather well. Sloths are so lazy. My mother sometimes calls me a sloth when I, refuse to sweep the house. But they can't jump as well, apparently. Also, rhinoceroses, hippopotamuses also cannot jump. Although, unlike elephants, when they run, it is possible for them to have all 4 feet off the ground. Now, when you run, sometimes you don't jump. by purpose, but then your feet, all your feet is up. But when it comes to elephants, they can't do that. Not even like that. That's why you just say that. They can't jump. Only mammal that can't jump. Animals with vertebra have a spine or a backbone. Animals that are, having a body temperature of their own, which allows them to live in different places. So, oh wait, what? Animals that are endothermic regulate body temperature on their own, which allows them to live in many different places. While all mammals have hair, not all mammals are extremely hairy. Okay. An example of this would be humans. Humans have hair on many parts of the body, but they do not have hair everywhere. I don't have hair here. There's just one sticking out. Hello. Okay, now wait. These animals also are able to produce milk that they give to their babies. This also means that mammals spend more time with their babies because they need to wait for them to grow so that they can feed themselves. There are 3 kinds of mammals there are 3 kinds of mammals. Oh, they're big names. Okay. Wait, let me read them. Eutheria, also known as placental mammals. That's correct, I hope. Marsupials, also known as Metapteria. Okay. And monotremes. Wow. Oh, and there's another type of mammal. Wow, they just couldn't run out of names. Okay. Multituberculata. But all the animals that were within this group are now extinct. Oh no. Damn. So this 4th kind of mammals are not there anymore. That's why it's not regarded as a 4th kind, because these mammals are gone. The extinct mammals are known, I'll repeat, Multituberculata. Those are the kind of mammals that are not existent anymore. Oh, that's sad. But in conclusion, and I'm done, elephants, if you take it as the form of jumping, as having all of your 4 feet up at the same time, then they can't. But there are also other animals such as rhinoceroses, sloths, and mammals. We have mammals. And hippopotamuses who cannot jump. Alright? But while they run, all their 4 feet goes up. Food for thought. Whee! Now I want real food. Okay, since my 6 questions are done, I'm going to straight right into the house and impress my mother so that she'll buy me a dollhouse as well, not just Dobson. I get it, she became the first, but come on, I also deserve a little bit of appreciation. Not that my mother doesn't give me gifts, but I want something again. Anywho, thank you so much for having me finish off my homework. If you have any sort of questions, doubts and things you should know, and if you think that I did something wrong by mispronouncing a couple of words, and I asked you to find out something for me, didn't I? I asked you to find out the process that a plant does to change carbon dioxide from carbon dioxide to oxygen. I think it's called... well, that word was somewhere near me. Let me think. Photosynthesis? I don't think that is the word, but that is something like that as well. So let me know exactly what this word is and send it off to that address, just one. That address right over there, and make sure you WhatsApp or Viber to me right over there. That's the correct number. And make sure you head on over to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube pages, and make sure you do all your get-a-matic stuff and have yourselves, your parents right next to you whenever you do that. With that note, I'm done. I'll be right back with another set of questions, maybe on a later date. Dobby out!